Hello, my name is Christopher Bucciarelli, and this presentation evaluates how generative AI strategically enhances agile workflows within an AI-driven financial advisory platform, drawing from academic and industry research. I will demonstrate measurable improvements in sprint velocity, collaboration efficiencies, and ethical governance. Within this project challenge, our Agile team is developing a generative AI advisory platform that delivers real-time personalized investment recommendations. However, delayed feedback between model retraining and deployment constraints, sprint velocity, and adaptability issues. While in a highly volatile financial market, this lag introduces risk exposure and competitive disadvantage for our company. So, sprint velocity's impact of AI integration. This projection illustrates how AI augmented validation and automation increases sprint velocity over time. By embedding automated model testing and generative simulations into each iteration, story point completion increases steadily across sprints. This reflects improved feedback cycles and reduced rework. You can tell how this exponentially grows from sprint 1 to sprint 2 to sprint 3 and then sprint 4. You can see it just really takes off. So with AI augmented collaboration framework, the generative AI enhances cross-functional alignment by refining user stories, clarifying acceptance criteria, and automating documentation. Inspired by AgileGen's human AI semantic alignment framework, requirement traceability ensures consistent mapping between advisory logic and user intent. This reduces miscommunication and accelerates decision cycles and ultimately accelerates decision making in the end. For example, it gives traceable requirements to model alignment. So that way your team and your financial market and the financial market that you're reviewing, you can make quick decisions on what you want to do as a company going forward. So when we're looking at operational efficiency gains, this chart illustrates the reduction in manual validation effort following AI integration. By automating anomaly detections, hyperparameter tuning, and predictive scoring significantly decrease manual testing and really decreases the amount of workload after AI is implemented. This frees engineering capacity for innovation and higher order strategic modeling. So ethical and operational governance when you're talking about implementing a generative AI. While AI enhances efficiency, governance is critical for your company to succeed. We implement bias auditing to mitigate discriminatory outputs, enforce encrypted pipelines for compliance, deploy explainable AI frameworks for transparency, and ultimately this is a key point when implementing AI for operational governance. And lastly, we maintain human-in-the-loop oversight. This ensures ethical deployment within regulated financial environments. What does that mean, human-in-the-loop oversight? That means that throughout the whole process of generative AI and the implementation, you are going to make sure there's a human person looking at each outlay and each output that the generative AI gives out for auditing purposes and making sure that yes, it's in fact working correctly and in the way that your company intended it to work. So when we're looking at the strategic impact of generative AI transforms agile workflows from reactive development cycles to proactive development cycles. It is data-driven execution. By improving velocity, reducing validation overhead, and strengthening collaboration and embedding governance controls, AI-enabled agile teams achieve sustainable competitive advantage in fintech markets. What does this mean? By employing generative AI, your team will be able to work faster, work smarter, and be able to take on much more than they would have by not incorporating generative AI into their team workflow. In conclusion, integrating generative AI into agile workflows transforms financial advisory development from a reactive process to a more proactive, intelligence-driven model. By accelerating feedback cycles, increasing sprint velocity, and overall reducing manual validation effort, agile teams deliver higher quality financial solutions in the end. Equally important, governance mechanisms such as bias auditing, explainability frameworks, and human-in-the-loop oversight, as we talked about before, ensure responsible and compliant deployment in regulated financial environments. This strategic integration positions fintech organizations for sustained competitive advantages, not just in the short term, but in the long term as well. Then here are the references that I used to develop this presentation for you all. These references support the academic and industry foundations of the AI-augmented agile strategy that we presented here today. Thank you.